The Black Bell of the Holy Man. The story they never finished telling you. Part 1. 387 AD. The boy who was stolen. Forget the shamrocks. Forget the green beer. Forget the pinching. That's not the story. The actual story starts with a 16-year-old kid whose entire life was ripped out from under him in a single night. His name was Patrick. He had a normal Roman British family, a warm house, probably plans for his future. Then Irish raiders hit the coast. They took him across the sea, sold him as a slave. He became a shepherd in the Irish hills, alone, cold, hungry, for 6 years. 6 years on a hillside with nothing but wind, silence, and your own thoughts will either break you completely or teach you something most people never learn. Patrick says the silence started to speak, and he prayed constantly, not because anyone told him to, but because it was the only thing that made the cold bearable. Then one night, a voice in a dream, "Your ship is ready." He walked 200 miles to the coast, found a ship, talked his way aboard, and made it home. That's already a better story than wearing green, but it gets stranger and more important from here. Part 2. The Return. He went back. Patrick studied theology, became a priest, and then had a second dream that changed everything. He heard the voices of the Irish people, the same people whose culture had enslaved him, calling out, "Come back! Walk among us again!" Any sensible person says no. Patrick went back though. He traveled Ireland for decades, preaching in fields, debating with chieftains, sitting at the fires of people who could have killed him. He built communities from scratch, and wherever he went, he carried something you probably never heard about. He carried a bell, and he had blacksmiths with him to make more. Patrick traveled with metalworkers who forged iron handbells as he founded new communities across Ireland. Each new community received a bell from him, a gift, a tool, a symbol. Later, historian estimated he left more than 50 bells in the western province of Connacht alone. He kept one for himself, small and dark iron, unremarkable. It would outlast everything he built. Part 3. The Technology, the Forgotten Power of Bells. Here's something worth understanding. In the ancient world, a bell wasn't decoration. It wasn't background noise. A bell was technology. It was infrastructure. No clocks, no phones, no way to call a village together, warn a community of danger, or mark the hours of a day, except with a sound that carries across the field, echoes off a hillside, and cuts through wind and fog. Church bells called communities together, including people too far to walk, daily. Bells warned of fire, flood, or invasion before any other signal could travel faster. Passing bells told the death of community members, so neighbors could pray. Ship bells were navigational tools in fog, used to avoid collisions before radar existed. Town criers used bells to demand attention before announcements. A bell was how a community said, "We exist, we are together, something matters right now." The ancients, across cultures, across centuries, understood sound as a force. Tibetan singing bowls, temple gongs in Japan, church carillons in medieval Europe, the shofar in the ancient Hebrew tradition. Sound was believed to carry protective, healing, ordering power. This wasn't superstition, this was social technology, and Patrick understood it completely. Part 4. The Mountain, the Dark That Came. There is a mountain in Western Ireland called Patrick, the Holy Mountain. Every year on the last Sunday of July, thousands of people still climb it, some barefoot. Patrick climbed it during Lent to fast and pray. The legend says the darkness came for him there. In the old Irish text, it's described as a flock of shrieking blackbirds that circled the mountain, pressed close, blotted the sky. Enough birds to turn the day dark. In the mythological reading, there wasn't just birds. There was accumulated forces of disorder, fear, chaos, the things that just don't want the world to change. Patrick rang it bell. He rang it, and rang it, until the sound went out across Ireland, a clear iron clang that cut through the shrieking and the darkness crowd. The bell cracked. Some stories say he threw it in rage, or exhaustion. Some say it went black from the encounter. Some say it was always black. Iron turns dark with age, and touching it. This bell had been through everything. From that day forward, it had name Clog Dubh.